Hey, it's Lauren with Barking Bead Box, and I just really wanted to, before we get started with October, wrap up September's box by making something with these petrified wood beads because I love them. I'm just super love the neutral colors. So I want to make a simple design that really showcases the natural beauty and variation in these stones. So I'm going to be using my petrified wood beads, the chain, clasp, and spacer beads from the box, and I might end up throwing in a couple of the brown agate beads as well at the end. We'll see. The only things I am adding are mostly basic findings. I'm going to be using some jump rings, just 2. That's ring 149 for Bead Box Bargains. And I've got find 4991, which is a clamshell bead tip. And I'm just going to use, it doesn't even have to be antique bronze. You won't see it. It's under the bead tip. So I'm just using some crimp beads up that I have on hand. And then I'm also going to add, I think, 2 of the Space 1417 little spacers from Bead Box Bargains. And I'll be stringing on 0.35 millimeter 7 strand tiger tail, but you can really use just about any tiger tail that you want. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got everything laid out, and I'm going to start by cutting my wire. I'm going to cut about 2 feet probably. I know I don't need that much, but I'd always rather waste a couple inches than the whole thing. And if I make it too small, my beads will roll off the sides because I'm going to be working from the inside out here, from the center up. So I'm going to give myself a little extra length just so I can manage the beads and keep them from falling. All right, an important note here. Every strand of these beads is going to look different. You're going to have a different color distribution, different patterns. Petrified wood is natural. So I'm going to, for the center, find my 3 darkest beads, I think. Let's see, I'm just going to pick Bead Contenders, and we'll pick from them as we go. And then I'm going to pick 2 for the next segment that are slightly less dark. Okay, so I think these 3 are the darkest. All right, I'm going to go ahead and string these on. Again, if yours are slightly different than mine, that's totally fine and expected. And now I'm going to get 2 more dark beads. Let's see, let me sort out real quick all of these kind of gray-brown ones. I'm going for like an ombre look. So I'm going to do darkest beads in the center, and it's going to lighten up slightly as you come out from the center. Okay, so now I'm going to put on a spacer bead on either end. Here we go. I'll move these a bit so I can work in the center. Okay, and from here, I'm going to grab 2 more of my dark beads. So this one's pretty dark. And I think that one. All right, so we're going to do a 3 and then 1 pattern. So 3 beads, then a spacer bead, then 1 bead, then another spacer bead. That's how we're going to do this, or how I'm going to do this. You can do whatever makes you happy. All right, and now going up. Actually, this one doesn't have as much pattern. I'm going to save this nice streaky patterning one for this next bit. I always second guess myself on this, but that's okay. Just whatever makes you happy. I like that. All right, now I'm going to do 3 on each side that are dark but streaked with a bit lighter colors, like this nice brown. Okay, I like that. So we'll do the darkest one to the lightest one on one side, then another spacer bead. All right, now I'm going to come back and do the same thing on the other side. Start with the darkest one, go out. And these will not match perfectly, and that's okay. That's the fun of it, is all the different patterns. Okay, now it's time for, this is what we've got so far. It's time for a single bead on either side. And I'm going to go for this streaky gray-brown. But we're going more towards the brown now. So 1 and 1. Another important thing to note, I'm not going to use, oops, I forgot my spacer, look at that. I'm not going to be using absolutely all of these beads, so you don't have to keep it that dark for that long if you don't want to. You can go a little lighter and brighter. All right, and now we're going to go for kind of more that cocoa brown that we've been leaning towards here. So I'm thinking like these. Yeah, and start with a darker one towards the middle and going more light brown towards the back. Maybe even that one. Yeah, I like that. That's really pretty. Okay. So one side, try to get all 6 out so I make sure that I have enough to do that color on both sides. There's 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Here, let me show you what we got now. All right, and now we're going to do 1 on each side. I'm thinking it's time to go into this like pretty reddish color. So let's do like this nice purpley red. Trying to see where I want to take this. I like that on one side. Maybe these on the other for the next 3. So then to lead into those, I think maybe this one and no, that's still a little too gray. All right, what if we go really reddish on the back here? Like that. Okay, and then we use this one and that one for the more, or this one and that one for the more purpley. Okay, I think I like that. Got to plan it out. I love an ombre natural gemstone look. So there's our next segment of 1 and then 3 on each side. Again, 1. Let's see. I like this one. Then we'll do 3. Ooh, that is really pretty. Okay, which one do I want next? Maybe that one. Maybe we'll lean into the brown next. Do this one. There we go. Okay, so we've done our purple. Look at that. I love that. Next, I'm going to go into this brown color. So these are kind of a red brown. We'll start with here. Those will be our singles. And then after that, we got 2 kind of light brown, kind of like a medium brown. And then we got a little bit more gray. So this one, I don't have another one quite that exact tone. So I'm going to save that one. Maybe do that. Okay, I like that. Again, the sides are not going to match perfectly. I just want them to coordinate. Love this petrified wood. All right, so there's my single there. Now I'll do my group of 3. 1, 2, 3. And the same thing on the other side. 1, and 3. All right. So I really love that. Trying to decide if I want to make it longer, if I want to stop there. Maybe we'll do a single one on the end. Kind of pull it back around to the gray, but I don't know that we need to. There's a gray, and there's a gray. We could kind of finish it off that way. This one matches this side nicely, and then this one's a little more purple, so I'm going to put it on this side. Okay, I like that. And all right, now I'm gonna finish it off. I'm going to put another rondelle spacer, and then I wonder how one of these would look. These agate, these 6mm agate. I like that. Kind of cap it off with a little bit of brown. That's pretty. And then I'm going to add one of these little tiny 3.2mm bronze spacers on each side. All right, and now we're done stringing. So now I'm just going to finish this off. So let me slide it down. Look at that. Isn't that so gorgeous? Just the natural variation in these. I really love an ombre layout. It just sort of highlights the natural variation. And again, it's not going to be perfect. This one's maybe a little lighter. I wish I had another. No, that's too dark. But I don't have the perfect color for that. But I don't care. It looks really beautiful and natural. All right, and I love that ombre pattern. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put on one of my clamshell bead tips, then one of my crimp beads. I'm just going to loop the wire around and back through the crimp bead. Pull that tight. And I do not have my nice crimping pliers with me today, so I'm just going to squish it with my squishy pliers, which is fine because you're never going to see this again. Just want to make sure it stays put. It doesn't have to look beautiful. It just has to be secure. Because we're about to slide this clamshell bead tip up and close it over top. There we go. All right. Now the slightly more tricky end, just because you have to watch your tension and stuff, I'm going to flatten the clamshell bead tip so I can work right up against the hole. Get my crimp bead where I want it. Next, I'm going to string on my crimp, loop my cord around, and pull that cord or that crimp bead down. Hold some tension against the necklace. Again, not too much. Here's what you don't want it to be so tight that your beads do this and go like all crissy-crossy weird. Like that you don't want them to push up all the way up against each other. But you don't want there to be a bunch of loose wire either. So what I like to do is just gently coil it, because that should give you enough pushback to look nice when it's hanging around your neck. All right, so I'm going to get ready to crimp the bead, but first I have to pull it tight. Try to maintain that tension so that it stays where I want it to. Okay. Again, we're just going to crimp it with my ugly pliers because it doesn't have to be pretty. These are just nice chain nose pliers that I like to use on days when my wrists are unhappy with me. Here we go. And now we're just going to fold that clamshell bead tip up and over the crimp bead. Yeah, and I think we've done pretty well with the tension. We don't have any big gaps, but it also has a nice natural curve to it. Happy with that. Okay, set these beads over here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Now we need the chain. And this is the part where I have to decide how long I want it. And I don't think I'm going to make mine crazy long. I think just a little bit more will work. Let's see. So this one ends on the 3 loops. So let's double that because I love a double chain and back. And these beads are striking enough that they deserve that. I also want these to be, I want the patterns to line up nicely. So I'm going to open this large loop and remove it. There we go. And then I've also got one as my kind of halfway point over here. And check and make sure I've got the right one. Yeah, it's this one here. I'm just going to make 2 chain segments. And I do like my ring for this also. There we go. And I'm going to attach them, first of all, to my beaded segment with a jump ring. Open the jump ring, put on the clamshell bead tip, and then put each of the final links through that jump ring as well. Close it up really nicely. There we are. And do the same thing over here. And I have made necklaces similar to this one before. We did one with the flower amazonite. Was it March 2024? Whenever you have such beautiful variation in the stones, I love an ombre necklace. So this is our petrified wood version. Okay, and now all that's left to do, you will have a top link here, so you can, if you want, it'll be easy to find because of the design. It's going to be the middle link of these three. You can stick it through that link if you want. I generally just put the whole chain through the jump ring. Gravity will help it find the back, and that way it's not as fussy. You don't have to worry about getting the exact right link. You just have to make sure you have a jump ring large enough to go over the chain. Then you also have to close it all the way. There we go. It's a little better. Line that up. There we are. So this is a 6mm jump ring, and it's working nicely for this particular chain. Just going to set, nope. There we go. Just set the loose chain in there. Grab the other clasp half and close it up. Okay. Well, there you have it. As I undo it, there we are. There you have it. This is a really pretty, really simple, but I think, again, effective way to showcase that gorgeous petrified wood. I'm excited to wear it. I think it's going to match a lot of the things I wear in the fall. And I just love, again, going from dark to light. Super, super fun. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like and subscribe for lots of more fun videos. We'll be working with the October box very soon. Also, if you want to see more incredible designs using the September box and really all the boxes, make sure to check out our Facebook group, the Bargain Bead Box Creative Corner on Facebook. Make sure you answer all the membership questions to join, or our robot admin assistant will kick you out. You just have to make sure you fill those 3 boxes. We'd love to see you there, and we'd love for you to see all the amazing things that our insanely talented members have made. If you need ideas for any specific components, it's a great place to get those. We also have our design gallery contest that you can enter your design using the September Bargain Bead Box. All you have to do is either post that in the Creative Corner or email it to us at support@bargainbeadbox.com. And just make sure either way that you clearly mark it as a contest entry, either in your email subject or on your post in the group, so we know we have your permission to collect those photos and share them with our design gallery, as well as enter you into our drawing and our most liked contest. So thank you all again for being here. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your week/weekend. And I look forward to seeing you back soon to work with the October box. Thanks again, y'all, and happy beading.